Thank you for everything you do for the city. And most of all, thank you for allowing this to happen, you know, in friendship to not just me or Celsius or friendship to this technology and innovation. And, you know, in order for this to succeed, you know, we'll talk about decentralization and all that, but in order to succeed, we do need the support of leadership and politicians. And you see it coming. You see that competition between the mayors, congresspeople, senators, who's most friendly to crypto, right? It's the economy stupid, or it's the crypto economy stupid. Apologies up front to Councilman Guido. I'm going to eat some of your time. You can just shut me off the stage if I talk too much. This amazing event today. We got Kathy Wood from ARC. She moved across the pond here, across the bay from Wall Street to St. Pete. So she's going to be here tonight. I'm not taking credit. I was the first one. It was just we're gonna give an award today to Jeff Vinnick. So when I landed in, so who here never heard of Jeff Vinnick? Oh wow. Okay. So when I landed in Tampa, the first words I heard was Jeff Vinnick. And then every second conversation was Jeff Vinnick, Jeff Vinnick. I started to believe that it's not one guy, it's an army of people named Jeff Vinnick. He built this, you know, half of this town. Everything you see, the big buildings are pretty new. That's what I heard. This is his house, and he owns the Lightning. 2 times champions now, right? 2 times? Going for 3rd? Yes. So it's his house. We're going to give him an award today, 5:30. And we have another special guest here. Charlie Shrem is here. Where's Charlie? Charlie? He's here? Hey, Charlie, I'm dying to meet you, man. Charlie was there in the beginning. He was there in the basement, hustling, building, at a great personal cost, too. And he did all that when, I think it was a stage between this, they stopped ignoring us and started laughing at us, right? So they laughed at us. Oh, they laughed at us, right? No. Water in their eyes, bellyache, rolling on the fucking floor laughing at us, right? They're not laughing anymore, right? So, how do a few geeks, a few crazy people have the audacity to change the economy, to change money, change the financial system? When I was a teenager, I worked in some dirty jobs. I did some programming. I was a whiz kid in programming as well. But I did some dirty jobs as well, washing floors, scraping rust of old school furniture. Earned shekel to shekel, dollar to dollar, put it in the bank. Locked it for a few months and got, I don't know, 6-8% interest on my money. And I knew that come the time I can take the money out, buy the stereo system I was planning to buy. It's not working anymore. Kids can do that, but by the time they pull the money out, the money is worth much less. So they have to keep working, right? I was brought to say, hey, you know, work hard, succeed, save your money, get a good wife, get a couple of kids, a dog, retire, and you'll be happy. That was the recipe. A kid these days will do the same. Will find out, hey, wait a minute, can't afford that stereo, car, whatever. I have to keep working hard. And then, if he has the time, he will find a wife, and he will find out that they both need to work very hard. And then they'll get some kids, and the kids are super expensive these days, so they have to work even harder, right? And unfortunately, at some point, they will try to find a house and afford it now. It's too expensive, right? It's unaffordable. And then, what will happen when they try to retire, right? So, the economy is not working for us anymore, the middle class. It's just not there. But, here we are, right? Satoshi Nakamoto in 2008 solved the problem. He didn't try to fix, he, she, them, it's probably them. They didn't try to fix the economy. They built a whole new other system. A system that works for everyone. A system that is the most progressive system in the world. There's no Democrat progressive more progressive than Bitcoin. Why? Because it's math. Math doesn't care. It doesn't care if you're black or white, or woman or man, Jew or Muslim. It's just math, right? Everyone is equal. Everyone gets the same opportunity. So when we started Celsius in 2017, Alex Mashinsky, Daniel, my friend, and myself, we said, hey, look, there's these rails that are super friendly, super easy. There's no barriers to innovate and build. And we can build a better banking system. A banking system where people can transfer their coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, any coins that we support. And every Monday, they will get more. And not just 0.1% like the banks do. We'll give them a fair share of what we are able to make of their assets, of their coins. That's all it is. That's the easiest thing. And more than that, we do not take any fees on that. Oh, wait a minute, not taking fees? Are you nuts? What kind of business is that, right? Not only we don't take fees, we actually pay for some of their fees, the blockchain fees and all of that. We actually cover everything. Just all we need from you is your coins. We know what to do with them. We'll share the loot with you. That's all it is. And guess what? The banks will do the same, right? JP Morgan has profited, I think, something between $40 and $60 billion. Profit, not revenue, profit. In 2008, when we bailed them out when they screwed up. We bailed them out with our own money. Guess what happened in 2009? They paid the biggest bonuses to the bankers with our money. So, they're not our friends. And we need to unbank ourselves. So Bill Gates used to say in the 90s, the world needs banking, it doesn't need the banks. What a forward-looking man, huh? So, let's dive into the rabbit hole a little bit, if I'm good at that. Decentralized finance. So some people yesterday heard Carl and his team, Celsius X, explaining what do we do with DeFi and CeFi and Mambo Jumbo and all of that. Here's what I want you to understand about DeFi. Yeah. And I'm sure some of you are saying, yeah, don't explain DeFi to me. I'm a master of DeFi. I know exactly what it is. But I'm talking now to the rest of you. You have to remember three things about DeFi. Three things. In the army, they say use three things. More than that, you lose them. Less than that, you did too little. So, three things. Three facts. One, the blockchain, a good blockchain with adoption, cannot be stopped. Ever. Ever. Woo! There you go. Now, let me explain that. Let's say all the countries in the world collude. Good luck with that, right? All the countries in the world agree and to collude and throw all the Bitcoin miners out of their country. Like China tried to do, right? Even then, Bitcoin will survive. Because it's enough that a few guys like Charlie, like me, have a laptop open that runs a node, runs a miner, to keep it running. We can put one on the moon, in the space station. God damn, we have a lot of money now. We can build space stations. Right? So, okay, let's agree. Blockchain like Bitcoin and Ethereum cannot be stopped, ever. Okay. Fact number two. I can write a code, okay, if I write it in a certain way, that no one will ever be able to erase the lead stop. I can write a code, put it on Ethereum, it's called a dApp, a decentralized app, and no one will ever in history be able to delete it. It's there, it's running, that's it. You can send the guys in the suits and the earpiece, former friends of Mayor Custer, torture me, waterboard me, you will never stop it. There's nothing you can do. It's a code that will never be stopped. All right? They're already mind-boggling, right? How is that possible? Well, it is. And fact number 3, which is the easiest one, it's running on a financial rails. So that code that I posted into Ethereum, let's say, has money or coins already embedded in that blockchain, ETH. Okay? And I can create new tokens and new economies in that piece of software. Tokens. But more than that, I can create the software that will be able to exchange or lend or create all kinds of financial tools. And think about all these 3 things. It cannot be stopped. It cannot be regulated. It cannot be monitored. It cannot be killed. You know, there's no EMP, magnetic pulse, that can kill it. It doesn't exist. So this is what DeFi is, decentralized finance. It's a very powerful thing. You know, I've been there. I've been there when the PC came out. I've been there when the internet came out. I've been there when the mobile came out. I've never seen a disruptive force like the blockchain and crypto economy. This is bigger than all of them combined. And guess what? Fidelity just did a research. They showed that the adoption of crypto, the adoption of the blockchain is 9 times faster than the internet. All right? So the regulators are doing their job, right? Believe me, I met with them. Some of them, good guys, they have the impossible job because every time they try to figure out what to do, it's already too late because innovation wins. So what we need to do is foster innovation. You know? And we showed yesterday how Celsius X is one arm of Celsius that we invest heavily in figuring out, playing around, inventing, building new tools on top of DeFi that can be used by CeFi. CeFi is centralized finance. CeFi is a company like Celsius. Guess what? We can go to jail. We can be stopped. We need to pay taxes, right? So companies like Celsius are very, very important because somebody needs to face the state, the country, the fiat currency. So CeFi is kind of a system that uses the DeFi rails we just described. If you want a mental analogy, think about the internet. You can go to North Korea and use the internet. The internet exists. Why? Because TCP/IP, the infrastructure of the internet, works everywhere. You cannot use Facebook, because if Zuckerberg put Facebook in North Korea, he would spend some time in jail. So that's the difference between CeFi and DeFi. And this is a powerful thing, because we changed the financial services that was, something was controlled by banks, by governments. And guess what? It wasn't just controlled, it was abused. It's now open to everyone, everywhere. Freedom, transparency, hope. That's what it's about. And I always say, you know, when you look at the price of Bitcoin, the price of it, and the all-time high, and the all-time low, and that's just, you know, zoom out. Check it out. What is it about? What are we doing here? And once you realize what it is, what is a limited supply asset, what is a deflationary economy, and you need to make a decision, right? Am I using the old traditional finance, or am I using the new groundbreaking, amazing finance that is trying to fix everything else? And right, you know, the scammers and hackers and all that, but guess what? When the internet came out, it was the same thing. You know, I still remember when people told me, internet? No, that's just for porn and drug dealers. Never will work, never. You know? So here we are, you know, it's, you know, I still remember a year or two ago, people said, you know, you still have such a long road, Nick. It's not going to work so fast. One day when the pension funds, with all the money, will get into the game, that's when you made it. So guess who invested in Celsius? The second largest. Are they here? Where is it? Oh, guys, I heard. Oh, you're there. Second largest pension fund in Canada, 12th largest in the world, co-invested with Westcap, $400 million in Celsius, and they want to give us more. We just not taking it. All right, guys. Why? Because they're smart enough to be ahead of the pack, and they know exactly where it's going. Guess where it's going? Every pension fund will be in crypto. Like every mayor is now in crypto. And I don't know if Mayor Castor is running for president or something, but I can tell you one thing. Whoever is running the next president, assuming Biden, I don't know, makes it or not. But the next president will have a question on his shoulders. Do I keep licking the boots of the banks? Very heavy pockets. Yeah? Or do I listen to 60, 70% of all Americans who have Bitcoin in their bags? Right? Well, they'll find out that we're a very powerful force. We are voters, and it's about the economy, stupid. Or the crypto economy in this case. Right? So it's a revolution. It's the gentlest, most kindest, nicest, geekiest revolution in history, but it's probably the biggest one ever. Right? So I can keep going. How am I doing in time? 3 minutes. Fantastic, fantastic. So let me talk about the future, because when I came to Tampa 6 months ago, what I saw is opportunity. And in the reality that I live in the crypto reality, the blockchain decentralization reality that I live in, I'm looking for opportunities on where will be the place to be. Tampa is an amazing place for innovation and creation, and you can see the growth and the excitement is as exponential as the price of Bitcoin. It's amazing. And I love it here. But we have a problem. In Celsius, around the world, by the way, we don't have enough developers. What happened with the pandemic is that it's a time machine. The whole economy jumped 5 years, 10 years into the future. People can work from home, people can chat on video conferences, they don't need people, they don't need to shake hands. They walk all over the world, but what happened is that the technology companies who provide all that grew exponentially. There's a problem with that. We did not grow enough software developers, engineers to support that growth. And we have an urgent need to educate and create more working hands. And I'm glad to have Dean Moyes of USF today with us. Dean Moyes is actually working on a program, a fintech program that will allow not only create more developers in the field, but also business analysts, etc., etc. So he's building a whole horizontal program. He got funded for this, and I really appreciate his help with this. I think that fostering education and the new generation of engineers. And I want to leave you with that. A few years ago, when we started Celsius, another thing that was told to me a lot is, this is a bubble. And I told them a very simple answer to that. I saw bubbles before. I saw people going into the stock market thinking the stock would never drop. I saw people going into real estate bubble thinking that the price of houses will never drop. I've never seen a bubble where the biggest, best brains in the world are still in the university studying and learning and innovating and building the next generation of that bubble. That's not a bubble, right? So we need to support that. We need to understand that all the Ivy League universities, most of them, except MIT. MIT started in 2016, but all the Ivy Ivy League universities opened their faculties for blockchain and innovation only in 2017-18. That means the smartest kids are still in school. So what I want to leave you with is that this is, to say the beginning is an understatement. The next 10, 15 years are going to be amazing. All right? Woo! All right.
Thank you, Neil. That was great. Everybody, one more round of applause for Neil. So I don't know